Hello everyone, my name is Areeba, and today I will be presenting on an evaluation of assistive technology service delivery in Pakistan. I wrote this paper when I was a master's student in the University of Pittsburgh studying rehabilitation technology. To start off, I want to point out that there have been no disclosed conflicts of interest. So approximately 15% of the global population has a disability. This is about 1 in 6 individuals. Having a disability can lead to decreased health, limited education, limited employment, and poverty. Are we going to move the mic? Okay, so as a society, it's important for us to come up with ways for individuals with disabilities to overcome these barriers. So one way to overcome these barriers is through assistive technology. According to the World Health Organization, assistive technology is an umbrella term covering the systems and services related to the delivery of assistive products and services. However, my definition is assistive technology is any technology that improves independence for individuals with disabilities. But the thing is, there's a vast variety of assistive technology. There's so much out there. So how do we know which assistive technology to focus on? Well, the World Health Organization has also created a rapid assistive technology assessment, and this essentially determines the need, demand, supply, and user satisfaction of assistive technology for each country. So the country that I'm going to be talking about is Pakistan. Pakistan is a country located in South Asia. It has a population of approximately 30 million individuals with disabilities, and essentially it's very passionate about improving access to assistive technology and independence for its population. It's shown that by participating in Rehabilitation 2030, a call to action. This was a conference where many countries came together to talk about the different projects that they're working on to improve access to independence for individuals with disabilities. And Pakistan was so inspired that it actually pushed the World Health Organization to create the Rapid Assistive Technology Assessment. And since it pushed so hard, it got to be the first country to use it. And the findings were actually very interesting. So approximately 23% of individuals in Pakistan have some functional difficulty in one domain. This could be mobility, communication, cognition, and hearing, etc. Approximately 17% of individuals require an assistive device, and only 22% of individuals that are AT users have had their needs met. This means that there's about 78% of individuals in Pakistan that are being handed assistive technology that isn't meeting their needs.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Did you say 30 million people in Pakistan have disabilities?
Yes.
And what is the whole population of Pakistan?
230 million.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's approximately like 17% of the population. So this is a service delivery process that we used for this paper, and it's about 7 to 8 steps that has been shown to have positive client outcomes when providers participate in it in each step consistently. So the first step is evaluation, where the individual and the provider get to know each other, where the provider learns about the individual's strengths, weaknesses, and they essentially brainstorm different assistive technologies. The prescription is where the user tries out different assistive technologies and determines which ones meets their needs the best. Funding and ordering is a step where either the user or the provider is responsible for being able to pay for the technology. Then when you find funding, product preparation and assembly is where the technology is put together. And then fitting is where the technology is delivered into the user's home and it's adjusted to ensure that the user is comfortable with it. This is very important because we want to ensure that the user doesn't abandon technology because they don't feel comfortable with it. Then we have training users and family. Obviously, it's imperative to train the user to know how to use their assistive technology, but it's also important to train the family and close staff that work with them because them feeling comfortable is going to help promote the usage of assistive technology. And if the surrounding family members are uncomfortable, that could also tend to become a barrier. The last step is follow-up, maintenance, and repair. This is where the provider checks in with the user a few weeks or months from the delivery date to make sure that the technology is still meeting their needs. And if not, then they conduct a new evaluation to find the right technology that does meet their needs. So there were three main objectives of this paper. The first objective was just to see, is there a presence of people in Pakistan recommending assistive technology? And if so, what are their characteristics? So the characteristics that we were looking for was location, where are they living, how old are they, what is their occupation, etc. The secondary objective was, okay, we have people in Pakistan recommending assistive technology. Do they follow the service delivery process that we talked about earlier? Do they only follow a few steps of that process, or do they follow no steps of that process? The third objective was to see if the people that do follow steps of that process are more likely to participate it due to some of their characteristics. For example, does having higher education lead them to participate in more steps? To understand these objectives, we developed an online Qualtrics survey, and its objective was to assess whether participants have been trained on and are delivering technology. This survey essentially had 12 multiple choice questions across 4 sections. And the first section was Introduction and Demographics, which essentially just asked individuals about basic information such as where are they located, their age and their occupation, etc. The second section was to figure out where they learned about assistive technology. Was it in grad school, high school, or did they seek out this through continuing education? And the next section was prescribing ATs, assistive technology. So did they only recommend wheelchairs or prosthetics and orthotics or other assistive technologies? And the last step was just if individuals were interested in participating in a follow-up discussion. 5 of the questions were inspired actually by the World Health Organization Rapid Assistive Technology Assessment, which went over the basic demographics, the functionality that was addressed by providers, and what barriers to access providers thought were present in assistive technology. And then when it was finalized, it was reviewed by subject matter experts, Dr. Goldberg and Dr. Pearlman. So the inclusion criteria prefer that individuals serve in a client-facing role. In Pakistan, they were 18 years of age or older. They completed their education in Pakistan, and they were able to read, write, and understand English. The reason why we wanted them to complete their education in Pakistan was to be able to understand if there's anything from the education system there that we could either take inspiration from or improve upon for the service delivery process. And we wanted them to be able to read, write, and understand English because the survey was distributed in English. Then the survey was distributed to 13 disability support organizations in Pakistan via email and Facebook Messenger, and it was launched on May 18th and concluded on June 10th, 2022. To analyze the data, we utilized descriptive statistics to determine if there's a correlation between participation in the service delivery process. So out of all of the 7 steps, did they participate in like 1 or 3 or 5 out of 7? And its correlation with certain provider variables. So the 3 variables that we focused on was education level, experience level, and continuing education received. Education level refers to if they had a high school education, graduate school, or bachelor's degree. Experience level determined whether or not they had 0 to 3 years of experience up to 20 plus years of experience. And continuing education received asked individuals if they had received education, continuing education. And this is essentially workshops, webinars, seminars. They're approximately 1 hour long sessions, which essentially allow you to learn without having to go back to school. So it's a beneficial way for continuous learning without having to spend too much money. And then we analyze the data using SPSS statistics by creating correlation matrices to determine the Pearson's coefficient. And that coefficient let us know if we had a weak correlation or a strong correlation. So out of 71 respondents from 4 out of 5 provinces in Pakistan, 38 individuals said that they do provide assistive technology. So this confirmed our primary objective that there is a presence of providers in Pakistan recommending assistive technology. A lot of them were ages 25 to 34 years old and located in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa is 1 out of 5 provinces in Pakistan. It is actually the 3rd wealthiest, and it has a population of 12% of Pakistan, and it's a very rural area. So it definitely does not represent the rest of Pakistan, but it's a great location. And a lot of the respondents were physiotherapists, which is the equivalent of a physical therapist in America. Most of them had 0 to 3 years of experience and a graduate degree. We also asked individuals if they had a disability to determine if having a disability led to an increased participation in the service delivery process. However, with limited data, we weren't able to further analyze that. And then we were able to determine that 42% of individuals learned about assistive technology through high school, college, or graduate school. And about 37% of individuals learned about it through continuing education, so workshops and seminars. So our secondary objective was to see if there was consistent participation throughout the service delivery process. As you can see in the bar chart, there is a lot of participation in the assessment, which is where you essentially get to know the person, you understand their strengths, weaknesses. It's pretty much the most fun part of the process, which is probably why there's ample participation in the first step. And there's minimal participation in funding and ordering, where the user or the provider has to figure out how to pay for the technology. And one of the reasons why funding and ordering may have such limited participation is because approximately 94% of Pakistani residents pay out of pocket for assistive technology, according to the Rapid Assistive Technology Assessment. So if there are policies implemented by the government to provide funding for users to acquire assistive technology, there may be an increased participation by providers in the future. The third objective was to determine if there's a correlation between continuing education, and experience level with participation in the service delivery process. So after creating the correlation matrices and determining the Pearson's coefficient, we realized that there is currently a weak correlation. However, this data shows that there is participation in continuing education level, and experience. So that shows that there are people out there that are trying to learn, and they just haven't been able to get access to the education to help them follow the service delivery process. So there were a few limitations from the study. We obviously had a lot of respondents from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, which doesn't represent all of Pakistan, only one province. Another limitation was that majority of respondents were physiotherapists, and only 38 out of 71 respondents said that they provide assistive technology. So we were essentially working with 38 responses, and 3 out of the 38 responses actually participated in all parts of the service delivery process. So had we had more participants in all parts, we probably would have been able to analyze what characteristics do they all have in common. And lastly, since the survey was distributed via email and Facebook Messenger and in English, individuals that don't have access to those services would not have been able to participate. So in conclusion, there is a presence of assistive technology providers in Pakistan, which is great. They don't participate in all parts of the service delivery process, but they are participating, which is honestly one step better than not participating. So there's major participation in the assessment, mixed participation in follow-up, and minimal participation in funding and ordering. And currently, there is a weak correlation between the number of steps in the service delivery process that are participated in and provider characteristics. However, there is a lot of room for improvement, and so some improvement could be in increased awareness and engagement. One way that Pakistan could improve is by offering access to online education resources. RESNA and ATIA are great resources that are accredited for a continuing education. And Pakistan should also host events to educate users on the services that it has already to promote individuals with disabilities. And Pakistan should also focus on teaching its citizens to advocate for themselves, to advocate for policies that essentially promote assistive technology and access to assistive technology. One interesting part was that 56% of the respondents were physiotherapists. So engaging physiotherapists, whether it's by incorporating the service delivery process into their curriculum, or giving them internship opportunities so that they can see firsthand what are the limitations currently in the field, will allow them to go into the field post-graduation and hopefully improve upon the limitations that they see. Lastly, there should be a deeper analysis on the funding process in Pakistan, considering 94% of respondents had to think about whether or not they want independence through assistive technology or if they want financial security. And I would like to thank my family for encouraging me to pursue this field to increase access to assistive technology in my home country, Pakistan. Thank you.